All right, let's dive in. Today we're taking a deep dive into a story about turning a passion for food into a real business.
Definitely a story that might make you think, hey, I could do that too.
You got it. We're looking at FoodyPa Review. Launch your dream restaurant from home.
A first-hand account that walks us through setting up an online restaurant.
So our home cook, we'll call them the cook, for now, starts off talking about how much they've always loved cooking.
Yeah, food was like the center of their family.
Other than just meals, right?
Exactly. It was their happy place, and they always wanted to share that love with more people. But the whole traditional restaurant thing felt like too much.
Way too overwhelming.
I mean, the costs, the staff, the time you'd have to put in.
Yeah, it can be a real roadblock for a lot of people.
Huge barrier.
And that's where FoodyPa comes in. They found this platform that basically gives you everything you need to launch an online restaurant right from your kitchen.
Straight from home.
Can you imagine that? Like finding that solution.
You must have been a game changer.
Oh, absolutely. But
Yeah.
they were a little hesitant at first.
Understandably, it's a big leap.
It is. But the idea of this platform and then having their wife's support really pushed them to take the chance.
It's awesome how technology is making it easier for anyone to become an entrepreneur these days.
Right. You don't need a ton of money or years of experience to get started.
It really levels the playing field.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And that's what I find so inspiring about this whole deep dive.
Makes you want to jump right in.
But even with something like FoodyPa, there are always challenges.
Right, for sure. Starting a business is never a piece of cake.
Definitely not. And one of the first hurdles for our cook was figuring out the menu.
I bet. What to make.
Yeah, they had to find that sweet spot
Mhm.
between dishes they loved and things that would appeal to a wider audience.
It's like finding that perfect balance.
Right. So they ended up going with some classic comfort foods like chicken marsala,
Oh, classic.
slow-cooked beef stew, and a vegetarian butternut squash risotto to mix it up.
Nice. Something for everyone.
And for dessert, tiramisu and lemon ricotta cookies.
Sounds delicious.
I know, right? So what do you think about that menu approach?
I think it's really smart. It's familiar, but with their own personal twist.
Yeah, and I bet it helped build trust with those first customers.
Totally. You see chicken marsala and you think, okay, I know what I'm getting.
Exactly. But then they also get to showcase those unique skills with dishes like the risotto.
It's a win-win.
So picture this. The online restaurant is finally up and running. It's a Friday night. Our cook is winding down after a busy week. And then, bam,
What
a
happened?
notification pops up. You've received an order.
Wow. That first order must be such a thrill.
Totally. It's like proof that this whole thing is actually happening.
It's validation for all the hard work they put in.
You said it. And the cook talks about how much care they put into making that first order perfect.
Makes sense. You want to make a good first impression?
Oh, absolutely. They poured their heart into every single dish.
I bet the customer could taste that passion.
And they did. The feedback was amazing. And it really motivated the cook to keep going.
That positive reinforcement is so important.
It is. But, with success often comes new challenges. Right.
It's almost like a law of nature.
Right. So as the orders started coming in hot and heavy, the cook realized their kitchen wasn't exactly built for this kind of volume.
Oh, I can see that becoming a problem.
Oh, it was. And they even tell this funny story about a huge family order that really pushed them to their limits.
Oh, no. What happened?
Well, there were a few mishaps, and the delivery ended up being late.
I can imagine the stress.
But you know what? They actually learned some valuable lessons from that whole experience.
Like what?
They started doing things like prepping ingredients ahead of time and creating checklists to streamline the cooking process.
So they turned those early struggles into opportunities to improve.
Exactly. They became a more efficient entrepreneur because of it.
That's such a great takeaway. It's all about adapting and learning as you go.
Totally. And something else I loved about this story? The cook really focused on building real connections with their customers.
Oh, tell me about that.
There's this heartwarming story about Mr. Wallace, an elderly customer who ordered their beef stew every single Friday.
Every week.
Yep, without fail. And he'd even leave these sweet little notes in the order section saying how much he loved that weekly comfort meal.
Oh, that's so sweet. It reminds you that food can be so much more than just fuel.
I know, right? It's about connection, community.
And making people feel good.
Exactly. And it gets even more touching. Sadly, Mr. Wallace passed away.
Oh, no.
And his daughter reached out to thank the cook for bringing her father so much joy in his final months.
Oh, wow. That's powerful.
Isn't it? It shows how a simple act of cooking can have such a ripple effect.
It's amazing how food can bring people together like that.
And there's another story about Sarah, a busy professional who used the family meal kits to connect with loved ones.
So it's like bringing families together around the dinner table.
Exactly. And it was so convenient for her. In today's busy world, finding time to cook can be tough.
Oh, I know it. We're all so busy.
Right. But with these meal kits, Sarah and her family could enjoy quality time together without the stress of cooking.
I love that. It's like the best of both worlds.
It really is. And it seems like our cook was always looking for ways to experiment and innovate.
Oh, tell me more about that. I always love hearing about creativity in the kitchen.
Well, they introduced a seasonal pumpkin ravioli that was a huge hit with customers.
Oh, yeah. Pumpkin ravioli sounds amazing.
And then they launched a brunch menu with these incredible lemon ricotta pancakes.
A family recipe.
Yep, passed down through generations.
It's so cool how they combined those family traditions with new ideas.
It is.
Hmm.
And it just shows how important it is to stay flexible and adapt to what people want.
Especially in the food world, things are always changing.
You're right. Trends come and go, so
Yeah.
you got to stay on top of it.
Totally. So how do they handle the marketing side of things?
Well, they were on a tight budget, so they turned to social media.
Smart move. It's a great way to reach people without breaking the bank.
Exactly. They shared photos of their dishes, behind-the-scenes videos of them cooking.
Gives people a glimpse into the process.
Right. And they even did giveaways to generate some buzz.
Love that. Gets people excited.
And they got really creative with collaborations.
What?
They teamed up with a local food Instagrammer, offering a free meal in exchange for an honest review.
It's a great way to leverage someone else's audience.
Totally. And it worked wonders. The positive review brought in a ton of new orders and followers.
That's the power of social proof.
For sure. And the cook really understood how important customer reviews are.
Absolutely. Reviews can make or break a business.
Exactly. So they'd include handwritten thank you notes with each order, encouraging feedback.
That personal touch goes a long way.
It shows that they really care about their customers.
And those positive reviews are like gold.
They are. It builds trust and makes people want to try it out for themselves.
It's like word-of-mouth marketing, but online.
I like that. Online word of mouth.
It's the best kind of advertising.
Totally. So yeah, they really nailed the whole customer connection thing.
They did. It seems like they had a really thoughtful approach to building their business.
They did. And you know what else is really cool about this story?
What's that?
They managed to achieve all of this while still maintaining a healthy work-life balance.
Now that's impressive.
It is. And that was actually a major reason why they chose to go the online route in the first place.
I can see why traditional restaurants can be so demanding.
Oh, absolutely. They wanted to be there for their family and have time for other things they love.
Makes total sense. Everyone needs that balance.
Right. And FoodyPa gave them that flexibility to set their own hours, work from home, and adjust their schedule when needed.
It's a game changer for so many people.
It is. It gives them that control over their time and their lives.
It's like the ultimate freedom.
Totally. And looking back on their journey, the cook is really excited about the future of their online restaurant.
That's awesome. What are their plans?
Well, they're thinking about expanding their delivery area.
Makes sense. Reach more customers.
Yep. And maybe even hiring a small team.
That's a big step, but it could really help them grow.
I think so too. It would free them up to focus on the bigger picture.
Working on the business, not just in it.
Exactly. And they even have dreams of expanding the menu further.
More deliciousness.
And maybe even branching out into catering.
Wow, they've got big ambitions.
It's due. And it's so inspiring to see that entrepreneurial spirit.
I'm totally with you. They're not afraid to dream big.
Not at all. And their whole journey really shows that you can achieve anything with passion, resilience, and by seizing opportunities.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's a reminder that we all have the potential to create something amazing.
So true.
Yeah.
But now for all of you listening out there, what does this all mean for you?
Yeah. What can you take away from this story?
This deep dive highlights the incredible potential of online businesses.
Especially for folks who love to cook.
You got it. So I want to ask you a question. If you were to launch an online venture, what unique skills or passions would you bring to the table?
What a great question. It really gets you thinking.
I know, right? What dream have you been putting off? What incredible idea are you ready to share with the world?
This story reminds us that with the right tools, a bit of courage, and a whole lot of passion, you can really achieve incredible things.
It's all about taking that first step.
And never giving up on your dreams.
Absolutely. So I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams with us.
Let's keep this conversation going.
Because you never know. Maybe one day we'll be featuring your story on Deep Dive.
I love that. Imagine the possibilities.
The possibilities are endless. So until then, keep exploring, keep creating, and never be afraid to dive deep into your passions.
The world is waiting to see what you come up with.
And that's a wrap on another episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep on diving.
See you soon.
It all ties back to something the cook said early on, wanting a business that let them have a good work-life balance.
Right. That was really important to them when they decided to go online.
Oh, yeah. Traditional restaurant hours are tough.
No kidding. They wanted to be there for their family and have time for things outside of the kitchen.
I think a lot of entrepreneurs feel that way.
Totally. That desire for more control over their time.
Makes sense.
And FoodyPa really gave them that flexibility, setting their own hours, working from home, being able to adjust things when they needed to.
It's amazing how technology is opening up these new opportunities.
For sure. For businesses that really prioritize work-life balance,
It's awesome.
it is. And looking back on everything, the cook seems super excited about the future of their online restaurant.
That's great to hear.
Yeah. They're talking about expanding their delivery area.
Smart move.
Yeah. Reaching more customers. And maybe even hiring a small team.
That's a big step.
It is. But it could really help them grow.
Absolutely. They could focus on the bigger picture.
Exactly. Working on the business instead of just being in it all the time.
It's a whole different mindset.
It is. And they have even bigger dreams, too, like expanding the menu even more.
Oh, wow. What else?
Or maybe branching out into catering.
That's so cool. They really have that entrepreneurial drive.
They do, that willingness to keep pushing and trying new things.
And it's inspiring to see.
Totally. It really proves that with passion and resilience and taking those chances, you can achieve amazing things.
Absolutely. This whole story is a great reminder that entrepreneurship is about more than just making money.
That's true.
It's about chasing your dreams, making a difference, and building something that means something.
You said it.
Yeah.
Now, for everyone listening, what can you take away from this? What does it all mean for your life?
This deep dive really highlights the potential of online businesses, especially for folks who love to cook.
It makes you think. Well,
It does. So here's a question for you. If you were to launch an online venture, what skills and passions would you bring to the table?
what a great question. What are you passionate about?
It really gets you thinking.
I know, right? What dream have you been putting off?
What awesome idea are you ready to share with the world?
Because this story proves that with the right tools, a bit of courage, and a lot of passion, you can achieve incredible things.
It's all about taking that first step.
This whole deep dive has been so inspiring. It's really amazing how a simple love for cooking can turn into a successful business.
Especially with all the online tools available these days. Makes it so much easier for people to get started.
Right. And the best part is, this isn't some one-in-a-million story.
Oh yeah, there are tons of people out there.
With incredible talents and passions.
Just waiting to be shared with the world.
And that's what I love about these deep dives. They remind us that anyone can achieve their dreams.
Exactly. It just takes that first step.
So if you've ever thought about starting your own thing,
Whether it's food-related or
Yeah.
something totally different,
take a page from this cook's book.
embrace those online platforms.
Connect with your audience authentically.
And never underestimate the power of that personal touch.
Well said. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling super energized after hearing this story. Ready to tackle some new challenges.
Me too.
It's a powerful reminder that we all have something special to offer.
We do.
So what unique skills or passions would you bring to the table if you launched an online venture?
That's a good question to think about.
It is. What dream have you been putting off? What incredible idea are you ready to share with the world?
This story proves that with the right tools, a bit of courage, and a whole lot of passion, you can really make it happen.
Absolutely. So keep exploring, keep creating, and never be afraid to dive deep into those passions.
The world's waiting to see what you come up with.
And that wraps up another deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep on diving.
See you soon.